Yo, what's good? Welcome along to the channel. My name is Gabba, and I'm going to break down a tweet from Charlie Intel. Just now, he's released the top 5 most used weapons in Warzone. Not sure where the information came from, but here are the top 5 most used weapons. And in today's video, I'm going to show you my top classes for these 5 individual weapons, what they're good for, why you should be using them, much like most of the pros are right now. My name is Gabba. Let's get right into the video now, starting with the FFAR. So I'm not surprised to see the FFAR on this list in number 5. This is the fastest killing weapon up close in the game currently. It is crazy. It's an AR weapon with the kind of mobility of a submachine gun, using this as an overkill with a sniper. And this is considered a sub in a way. Most close range gunfights work out pretty well in your favour using this gun. Clean iron sights, using a suppressor. This takedown barrel is quite good for the range as well. This particular class setup is actually from my boy Cuddly Boy. He's the one that's leveled this particular weapon up. I've been working on Damascus camo. So now I've got that, I can go back to Cold War. This is, of course, where the laser is. This laser in Cold War weapons is not visible to enemies, which is great. It does have a slight effect on the ADS. But hip fire, you're going to be up close, so you want to be hip firing as much as you can. For the ammunition, we're going to go for a 50 round magazine. This is the top one, the last one to be unlocked. It has got a negative of the ADS sight, but it does increase your max capacity ammo as well. And on here, the speed tape. We want to increase our ADS as it has been negatively affected by the laser at the top there. That's the FFR. Get a screenshot. Moving on to number 4, which is the Grau. In number 4 being the Grau, no matter what the meta, this gun will always be popular. It looks great, works great, iron sight's great. In this class, I drop in with a pistol, fully loaded. I want that max submachine gun ammo. That, of course, pistol, submachine gun, they share ammunition. On the Grau, of course, the monolithic suppressor. It's quite obvious that's the one to use. Naturally, it's overpowered as an attachment. I think every gun in my list here has the monolithic on it. So with the grip, you can either have that grip or swap it for fully loaded. I tend to drop, depending, I've got 2 versions. If I drop late, I'll pick this version. But early in the game, you won't need the ammunition, so I have the grip on there. Archangel barrel, the best iron sights probably in the game, in my opinion. Underbarrel being the Ranger 4 grip. And ammunition 50, not 60. I feel that this actually affects the ADS a bit too much. So 50 rounds is just enough. But of course, try 60 if you wish to. Again, here's the iron sights, absolutely looking spot on. The different barrels for this gun, every single barrel has a different iron sight, but Archangel has the largest velocity, works really, really well. And now we're moving on to the Kilo in number 3. So the Kilo, not surprised to be in the top 5. This has actually been part of the meta for quite a while. This Kilo is like a laser beam. It really can be if you mount it. There's no need to have a iron scope or a zoomed in 3x scope. Just use the red dot sight. It's super, super fast. So on here, naturally, monolithic suppressor yet again. You want to be off the radar and increase your range. This is the barrel I go for, the Singard, however you say that, increases your kind of max velocity. That's one of the weaknesses of this gun. It is a kind of weak weapon, but the multiple shots to the head are actually quite easy to land with this. Of course, here's the blue dot if you have it. Otherwise, red dot sight, perfect. You don't need the zoom sight. I did toy with the 3x on this one, but the red dot sight or the halo sight works really, really well, of course, for this one. Down here, magazine, you can toy between the 100 and 60. I choose 60 for mobility. You don't need that much, really. I mean, I don't even know why you'd need 100. You're not taking down helicopters. Maybe you are. But 60 rounds was enough for me to maintain the mobility and ADS. And down there, fully loaded, so you drop into the game with as much ammunition as you can. This gun is weak, so you are going to shoot more bullets than you would normally for other weapons. So the top sniper in Warzone as of January 2021 is the Car. I love using this weapon. It's super fast ADS. It's kind of, it feels great. People are getting dropped and they're not questioning. They don't understand what. They think, is it DMR again? Am I killed by DMR? No, it is the Car. Of course, dropping down with a fully loaded pistol, meaning the submachine guns you can collect around the map is you can swap it over. And then with the Car, naturally, I go for a 3x scope and a monolithic suppressor. They're the 2 main things. This is the barrel, if you weren't aware. This is the top barrel. Has the most velocity, most damage. That's what you want to do. You do not want bullet drop. It has got more bullet drop than other snipers, so you kind of have to lead your shots. But this limits that, of course. Here's me messing around with the design of the weapon, which is really important. Cosmetics. Tac laser improves your ADS. Yet again, this is one of its bonuses. This is why it's so good. You can snap to the heads really, really quickly. I use the VLK, the 3x scope. He's spot on for this sort of range, has no glint as well, which is really cool. Don't forget to check out your reticles, you might have unlocked something a bit more clean. This one took a while to get actually, that for the 3x scope. And lastly, we have his stock on here to improve its ADS yet again. It's one of its big strengths, it's quite forgiving. If you miss, you can have a second shot pretty quickly. Although slightly weaker, slightly lower velocity than the HDR, you can have follow-up shots a lot easier. So with a faster ADS, it is in your benefit to aim down sight quickly and get those headshots. The headshots matter because it is an instant down no matter where they are on the map. I love getting headshots, it's so satisfying with this particular weapon. So give this one a try, get a screenshot and drop in soon with this particular sniper. And in the number 1 spot, the most used weapon in Warzone right now is the Mag-10. Not surprising, it is a Cold War weapon. They are buffing those to try and help you buy the game, maybe. This particular weapon does not have the option to use a perk fully loaded, but your pistol can. So drop down with a pistol with fully loaded. On here we have the Agency Suppressor. This is the Cold War equivalent of the monolithic suppressor. Opting out of using a barrel and instead of using a laser sight. The laser sight is really important. They have many negatives, but this top one, the very first one you unlock, has quite a tight spread. It's really good, so don't worry about using the others. I have no negative on this particular one. Rear grip is to improve your ADS. It is going to be a negative of the extra ammunition, so you want to use that grip there. And of course, you see here, this is the extra ammunition, but it does affect your ADS sight. So a good rear grip to improve that. And here we have recoil control. There's actually quite a big difference to using that and not using it. You want to improve your recoil control. This underbarrel here, the field agent grip, makes a massive difference to controlling this weapon. It is kind of like a laser, but in Cold War, it's quite weak. It's quite OLO, but it's quite recoily. But in Warzone, it's quite lasery. I really like using this. So here's the top 5. Here's the top 5 list from Charlie Intel. Thank you very much for sharing that, Mr. Intel. As always, if you enjoy the video, my name is Gabba. Drop a like on this one to support the channel and maybe subscribe for more videos in the future with top 5s, maybe even some other in-depth guides across the channel. New video from yesterday's where I unlocked Damascus camo from a headshot from a moving helicopter. Really proud of that particular video. I'd love you guys to check that out next. Otherwise, take care, enjoy the top 5, and I'll see you soon.